All right, we're live. Tapping Birdie, AT&T Byron Nelson with my boy Pat McDonald, newest addition to CBS Sports. How are you tonight?
Pretty good, BK. Feel like it's a long time coming. You and me getting on here shooting the shit. So it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, so many people know this story, but you are the reason how I, maybe got into this a little
Oh,
bit.
stop it, Brian. You did it on your own.
What is it? Is this? Can you guys hear this? 1 second. I whatever. It's fine. Wait. All right. It's fine. It'll go away. Whatever. Some problematic issues, but it's all good. Okay, so this is what happened. It was January 2021, and we were in the Barstool Betting Facebook group, and you put in your golf picks, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I like betting on golf. Like, I didn't know other people do it and put out picks. So I was like, I DM'd you. I was like, dude, like, we got to link up. Like, what's your Twitter? And then I was like, oh, there's this whole community. So you got me in a little bit of an intro to the industry. So I really owe the world to you, really, Pat.
Yeah, I used to post those puppies everywhere. Reddit, the dark web, kind of anywhere you could imagine. So yeah, I'm glad we got connected that way. It's definitely a pretty bizarre way.
But now we're hopping on, the top golf podcast in the world, Tapping Birdie. Everyone knows that. So I mean, it's great that everything came full circle. You got a new job at CBS Sports. I have one question for you. Are you best boys with Kyle Porter? Like, where is kind of the relationship at the moment? Are you best boys yet? Where do you see your relationship going, kind of?
Best boys. I think I got to work up to that title
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
I mean, we'll message, every now and then on Slack, and I get pretty nervous. I have to read it over a couple times, make sure there's no typos or anything. Make sure it's some of my funniest stuff. But I'm allowed to message him every now and then, but
Okay.
not quite best boys.
So you don't want to come on too strong, too quick or anything, but you're kind of want to get the relationship going a little bit. And he said, he shouted you out immediately as you got on. So, I mean, he's obviously very high on your work.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of got to play a little hard to get on him, right? I think he's such a great writer. Everybody loves his stuff, where you kind of almost have to zig when everyone zags, type of deal.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So your area, your neck of the woods got some shine this last week. I was there at the Wells Fargo. Are you a little upset that the shine's off the DC metro area? I mean, you guys only got so much going on. It was a great weekend in Potomac.
Yeah, Potomac, Maryland. That's where all the money is, for sure.
Yes.
But there wasn't much shine if you think about the weather.
That's true.
But hopefully the PGA Tour comes back here. Congressional is hosting an LPGA major championship this summer, so a few eyes on that one will be good, especially with the redesign out there.
Yeah, so I was there, and I travel around, and very rarely am I like, I really want to live someplace or go someplace, but I would absolutely 100% live in DC. I love the city. I like Arlington. It's a little bit cheaper, and I really like it because there's this club in DC called Flash, and it's so vibey. Like, it's just house music on like 3 different levels, and like they don't have that by me. So Friday and Saturday night, I was out till 3 a.m. just vibing at Flash, at the club, wake up, and hit Wells. So Wells was really great to go to. I love going to events, and I wish it was there over Quail every year. It's a much better course, way better test of golf, and it's closer to me. So, for all those reasons, it should be the staple. Quail, it's a shitty golf course. It's not anything interesting. But what were your overall thoughts of the tournament and kind of the course for last week? And I think they handled things pretty well, and I think it got some pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch too much weekend coverage. I was out at a buddy's wedding, kind of had funner stuff to do, to tell you the truth. But yeah, when I was out there early in the week, everyone was loving the course. I was kind of surprised there were no delays at all throughout the tournament. That was kind of my biggest takeaway. You saw kind of all the puddles getting together there. But yeah, I mean, decent tournament. I'm going to disagree with you. I think Quail Hollow is a much better course than TPC Potomac. But then again, it wasn't a great field down there in Potomac. So maybe if the big boys came there, it would be kind of a better show.
Yeah, like just, obviously winning score 8 under, like nothing crazy. Like it was a very tough tournament. And I think if the conditions on Saturday weren't, the hardest it's been since in 2 years, I think maybe the winning score would have only got to like minus 12 or so. So it was definitely a difficult test of golf. Now, just like walking it for 2 days, I'm, like a 20 handicap. So I feel like I have a pretty good gauge of these things. I was a little confused as to why they couldn't, score better on it. Like I wasn't there like, oh my God, this is like the hardest course like I've ever seen in my whole life. But I just think the rough was up. The greens were like, pretty small and they were undulating, a lot of tough pin locations. And I just think that the guys just couldn't go low. It was just tough conditions. It was definitely tough conditions on Saturday, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Day, I feel like you could have beaten him out there on Saturday.
Yeah, easy.
If you had your sticks.
Like, not even a question. Would have absolutely dominated the course. But it was great walking. Saturday wasn't even that bad. And, the thing about Homa winning, seeing it in person and, having him roast me on Twitter and, kind of being friendly with Homa, every single week, usually the winner of the tournament, I can kind of have some justification in my head as to why I didn't bet them. Oh, their number was too short, or they don't win, or they weren't in good form, or it wasn't a good course fit. So usually I can kind of conceptualize why I didn't bet them. I have literally no reason why I didn't bet Homa. The guy literally wins, is a proven winner, had 3 wins on tour leading up to it, was at a good number, was over 40-1. And, he's won on classical, tree-lined, difficult golf courses before. And I went on my pod and I said that none of the guys up top have any win equity. They just don't win on tour. And he actually did and was at a better number. And to not bet him, it's just it was just kind of obviously you can't pick every single winner. It's very hard. But usually there's a reason as to why I wouldn't bet somebody. But there was really none for Homa, I felt like.
Just sounds like a neck on your part, man.
Yeah.
Got to be better than that. I will say, I feel like people grab 50s on him. I guess I just missed his name. And an hour later, he's 28 or something. And I was I'm good on that. But
yeah, I don't know what he really closed at, but he was definitely in the 40s for a decent amount of time on Monday when the odds came out. And so this is my explanation as to why I didn't bet him and maybe he wasn't more popular. So he obviously won Wells Fargo before, but it was at a different course. So I just think, okay, he won Wells Fargo, but it was at a different course. He can't win the Wells Fargo again at a different course. That makes no sense. But in a way, you people were like, okay, well, it's different than Quail Hollow, which he won at. So then I just think there was a negative connotation to him for the fact that he's won the Wells Fargo. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that I think it just shows that I just can't come up with a reason as to why.
I think you got to spin zone it and say you were kind of all over it, except you just didn't click the name,
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Keegan, I once bet didn't. So I'm running home in the Uber at 4 a.m. and I'm like, all right, FOMO, I would be so mad with myself if Keegan won and I didn't at least live at him because I don't want him to win. So that was another loser bet. But it's fine. It's okay. Sometimes I feel the agony is worse than the money. I'm fine to lose an extra $150. But if I didn't live add someone that I wanted to bet, that hurts more than losing some money, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a cover fee at a bar. You know, the bar
Yep.
might suck, but you don't know if you're not gonna, pay
Yeah.
$10 to get in.
It was worth the price of admission. And then this is the last thing I'll say about it. It sucks that like we put all this like stroke gain data analysis into it. And like there were a bunch of people there that literally were like, oh, Max Homo, like PMT Barstool, like he's 40-1. Yeah, I'll throw $10 on it. And that's all it takes to hit a winner. Like, sometimes we overanalyze this stuff and we should just be like, oh, Max Homo, he's a funny guy on Twitter. Like, I'll bet him.
Yeah, we might honestly be the biggest idiots in the entire room.
Yeah, it's fine. We're boys. Like, I was going to say something to him, but it was like Sunday. I was like, I didn't want to like mess with his vibe or anything. But me and Max are boys. We've DM'd before, he roasted me on Twitter. Like, we're boys. So let's get into the AT&T Byron Nelson. We actually have a really great field this week. A lot of top players are teaming it up. We obviously have the PGA Championship, just 4-mile drive up the road in Tulsa next week. Little tune-up for some guys. This was the birthplace of TPC Lee, as he won at 25 under last year over Sam Burns. Pretty standard Birdie Fest course, TPC. These guys should take advantage of it. And I was listening to Andy's pod. Always got to shout him out. Everyone listens to it, obviously. And he's saying last year it was super damp. So that's why these guys were able to get to 25 under. But he thinks that it should be a little bit less. I totally agree with that. I think that last year, it was kind of a weird rain circumstance. So I think the winning score might be more in the 18 to 21 range this week than minus 25.
Yeah, I think it's just going to kind of be your standard week on the PGA Tour, something around 20 under. We'll get the job done. And yeah, I think I remember like them coming on and off the course a bunch. I know Spieth and Spawn were first round leaders. So yeah, I mean, exciting tournament, but I mean, I'm not going to lie. My eyes are kind of on next week, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, I mean, Southern Hills should be fun. We'll give some early leans at the end. Actually, a little preview for next week. I'm having a member of the course at Southern Hills on the pod Sunday to give a little preview action. And he's not like Parker, my boy. He's not some like, kid, oh yeah, I play it. Like there's some bunkers. Like he was giving detailed analysis. So that's next Sunday pod with a member at Southern Hills to give some talks on it. So just this week in general, what I'm looking at, obviously it's actually a longer course, a lot of long par threes, a lot of par five. So these approach shots. So there's going to be a lot of shots from over 200 yards. So it's not really a wedge birdie fest. These guys are going to be hitting some longer approach shot into it. It's pretty wide open off the tee. Obviously going to have to get a hot putter. Obviously going to have to make a lot of birdies. But that's kind of what I was just looking at in terms of trying to find a winner and some good bets. But honestly, this week, less outrights, and I'm just betting more on them and just less kind of placement bets and just saving a little bit of money for Southern Hills. And I'm not trying to bet a million jabronis this week. I have my plays and I'm confident in that I'm just kind of looking at, and that's kind of my strategy this week. But was there anything you were looking at in particular for this course?
Yeah, I think the players, I'm trying to target are those guys who are really good drivers, really, really good iron players. And if they can get that hot putter, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think those type of players could be in store for like a fantastic week, potentially a win.
Like ideally, like I would want the guys I bet on to hit the fairway, like a nice drive.
I agree.
And then on their approach shot, they put it to like 3 feet.
I'm looking more around 2, but okay. I can get to 3.
We wanted TIB on every hole. Like we don't want these guys to be working. They're like, we want them like not struggling, just TIB every hole. So those are, who we're betting, who's going to win. So let's get into the odds board. The best golfer on earth, unequivocally hot, Scotty Scheffler. Get him at 10-1. Obviously no one's going to bet him. It's too short of a number, but he's going to play well. I absolutely have zero doubt about it in my mind. Great long iron player, can make a bunch of birdies, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. DraftKings, I think a lot of people will be playing JT. I kind of like Scotty as someone to start your lineups with, but I mean, there's nothing bad to say about Mr. Scotty, the number one player in the world.
I wasn't convinced he was that guy until the Masters, which I think is pretty different from everyone else. because I like Phoenix kind of backed into, kind of just
Yep.
got hot there at the end. API, Victor Hovland was chipping like me out there.
Yep.
Match play, it's a weird event. And then it's like, okay, this guy is, actually pretty good. So, I mean, I missed the entire Scotty bandwagon, the entire boat. I mean, I'll probably never win a bet on the guy moving forward.
Yeah, we're just done. His number's just going to be too short forever. I'm just glad I got that first one out of the way. But yeah, I always thought Scotty would win a PGA or US Open first. And he just won the Masters. But it's all good. So next guy, JT, you can get him at 15-1 on DraftKings, which I think is a pretty decent number. Now, after the Masters, after throwing $100 on him to win, I swore to myself that I would never bet JT under 20-1 again. And if he beats me, he beats me because I just can't take the agony and the pain of it. So I'm betting with my emotions, and I'm not betting JT this week, even though I think he's a pretty good play. I know you like him. I know Andy likes him. I know he's a pretty popular bet. So what is your case for Justin Thomas to get a much-needed win this week at the AT&T Byron Nelson?
Yeah, I got involved at that 15, which I typically don't do. I kind of pepper 30 to 100, just like everyone else out there. And it's honestly a great week to do that. But I thought he should have been closer to 11 or 12, to be honest with you, kind of right up there with Scotty Scheffler. And look, this guy, his last win at the Players, he was 18-1 in the strongest field all year last season. You're getting him at 15. I know it's a strong field, but it's not quite like that. And you think about wide fairways, large greens, the main defense is wind, potentially a birdie fest. I don't think anyone's thrown it out there, but right there, that kind of sounds like Kapalua a little bit to me.
Yeah.
And JT dominates that golf course. I know he opened up poorly there this year, but the last 3 rounds, he was absolutely dynamite. And I think it's just a great fit for him. He's the best iron player in this field. I think, depending how far you go back, Willie Z might pass him, depending on your time frame there. But yeah, I love him at 15-1, and I don't normally say that about guys in this range. And the putter, I saw you put a new putter in the bag. It looks
Andy texted me. He's like, "Kill me now!" Like JT's getting a new putter. I'm like, "Where are you guys getting this information?"
It legitimately looks like the exact same putter. Like I cannot tell the difference. So I'm expecting him to gain like 3 strokes on the greens on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday, the love affair is gone. It's going to be a complete shit show after that. But yeah, 15-1, I think is more than fair on JT.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good number. And, I think that the case makes a lot of sense. And, he's won a lot of birdie fests. He's won a lot of low scoring events. Obviously, maybe he could get a little wonky off the tee. But again, he's obviously an unbelievable iron player, but he's really good with his long irons. He's really good from 175 to 200. He makes a lot of eagles. I know that's why I liked him at Waste Management. So, he's going to be able to score. I have no doubt that he'll be there. And honestly, I think that he'll probably I don't know if he's win. I think he'll finish like T4 and he'll be like, the guy at the PGA. Everyone's going to be like, it's going to be the same exact thing with the Masters. It's going to be like, JT is playing so well. Like, he just has to win. And he's going to top 5, and then everyone's going to want to play him at the PGA. I see it right now. It's happening. If he wins, no one will want to play him.
No, I think what's going to happen is he wins this week, and he also wins next week.
Yeah, he's making up for it full time on the lack of wins. He's going BTB.
I've never bought like flight insurance before, but I absolutely parlayed this week and next week already.
I love it.
I assume that's pretty similar to flight insurance.
Yeah, no, that's an easy bet. I would spend the money just starting now because that's going to hit 100%. Next guy at 20-1. I'll be betting him. This is maybe the most obvious bet you can make this week at 20-1. I'm fine throwing $100 on this. Sam Burns at 20-1. I'm betting this. Look, sometimes you cannot overthink these things and you want to get so complicated, but the answer is right in front of you. Runner up at this event last year, Sam Burns loves himself a nice birdie fest. Elite driver of the ball, elite iron player, obviously can make a zillion birdies. And want to shout out DG Betting. There's a lot of Valspar comps to this course. Adam Hadwin's been great here. Like last year, there's a lot of crossover within the leaderboard. So I'll take a 2-time champ at 20-1. I wish it was Bermuda. If it was Bermuda, everyone would be betting him. But Sam Burns at 20-1, like that's just like a pretty easy call for me, especially when the guys he's surrounded with, like DJ Spieth. Like I would just rather take Burns. Now, I don't like that he's won pretty recently, but I just think that if a second place last year playing well in a birdie fest, like just give me Sam Burns at 20-1. Like I'm fine with that number, and I'm fine starting my card with him.
And he's best boys with Scotty. Maybe
Yes.
a little jealousy there, trying to one up him coming down the stretch here this summer. I will say, like 4 rounds is kind of tough to like compare to another course, so I'd be a little hesitant about that.
Yeah, no, it's a little tough, but I like it. Also, first round leader is 40-1. That is a slam play. I like Sam Burns' first round leader. Like I don't know if he'll win, but first round leader, I remember he was like 2 strokes off first round leader last year. Sam Burns, give it to me, first round leader. If he doesn't win, I like that. DJ, just no, he's not winning this week. He's not winning next week. So I'm good on DJ. He will be under-owned in DraftKings for a reason. If you play DraftKings like that, play him because he's under-owned. I don't really play like that. So DJ, I really have no interest in. Jay Spieth, he contends every single time he's in Texas. Like he just does it in Texas. And we are in Texas this week. He's coming off a win. He was first round leader here last year. Is there any reason why he can't do it again and play well?
I don't know. The name definitely crossed my mind. I think a lot of people are just turned off because of the swing, and it's pretty ugly. And the putting numbers, but I think the putting numbers are pretty misleading. At the Heritage, he made like 4 putts from just off the green, which get bucketed into around the green strokes gained. And, because of that, he had negative putting splits, but that really wasn't the case at Hilton Head. So, yeah, he's like, what, 25-1, something like that? I think
he's 20-1.
Okay,
he's 22-1. I think that's like a good number. I think it's just, again, he won his last start. Like, can he do it again? But, I think he absolutely can, and he just always shows up in Texas. So, I think it's a decent play. I won't be there. I'm betting the next guy, but I think Spieth in Texas, I think it's always a good bet.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there.
So next guy, this is unequivocally the winner of the AT&T Byron Nelson, 1,000% guarantee. Will Zalatoris is winning this event. I have zero. Like, yes, he's never won on tour before, but that's all going to change this week. Now, you're probably thinking, Will Zalatoris, Birdie Fest, got to catch a hot putter. He sucks at putting. You're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. If you're listening to this, that is not the case. Will Zalatoris is one of the best putters on the PGA Tour ever since that he changed his putter. He put some weight, whatever. He's an elite putter now. But the real reason I really like Willie Z, and I am kind of I am chasing his win 1,000%. I think the thing about it is that it's a longer course and that he's going to have long approach shots into these greens. So if this was like a wedge fest, if this was Pebble Beach, and I wouldn't love him here. But the fact that all the par 3s are over 200 yards, Will Zalatoris is first in proximity from 200 yards. So I love that. On all the par 5s, he can easily be on in 2. And I really like that aspect of it, that I think it's a similar situation to Rahm at Mexico, where you wouldn't exactly think that Rahm is perfect in like a birdie fest, but the fact that it was a long course and Rahm is unbelievable with his long irons, it helped him out. So I really like that aspect of it. And he's just in my opinion, he's the best ball striker in this field. He needs a win. I'll be betting him next week. I'll be betting him every single time he tees it up. I got a 24-1 on him. Like, he's going to get it done this week. I just have no doubt in my mind about it. And I guarantee that he's going to miss some putts he should make, but he's too talented to not have a win. And he's too talented to, not have this spike putting week yet. And it's going to happen this week. He will putt well this week and he's going to win. So I threw a bunch of money on it, and I hope it wins because I don't want to keep doing this. Like, I don't want to keep betting Will, so I hope he just does it now because I don't want to keep doing it every week.
What have you bet on him for next week yet?
Yeah, I bet him at 40-1 with the each way on Bet365.
Okay, yeah, I need to get access to that.
Yeah,
I like him next week a little bit more.
no, me too. Like I like him in majors and harder events. So like to just play him in a birdie fest, like hypocritical of me, but like realistically in my mind, like I think he has a better chance to win this week than next week. And that's not a hot take, but like it kind of it's not a hot take, but like you would think play him in harder events. Also, bent grass greens, he putted well at Augusta on bent grass greens. So there must be something to it. But what are your thoughts on Willie Z?
Yeah, I think he was like it was his best putting performance ever on the PGA Tour at Augusta National. I don't know if it is those greens, specifically, or if something with the putter, like you said. So that's why I'm a little hesitant. But yeah, I like to bet him kind of closer to that 40 number instead of mid-20s. But dude, I don't want to talk you down. I mean, you're like, I just really hope this happens. I really need it. And so
I need it.
I feel like I need a bet on this guy to kind of, we're all in the trenches together.
Yeah, like I'm going to say this every single week. So like, take it for what you will. Like take it with a grain of salt. Like, but like realistically, like I think he can contend in the PGA. Like I think he could cash in each way. I think he could finish 4th place, but like to win, that's a lot. To get your first win at a major, I don't know anyone that's ever done that.
Keegan Bradley.
Before. Yeah, Keegan Bradley.
Just like him.
I mean, I mean, honestly, kind of. Like, they're kind of similar. So, look, Will Zalatoris, he's either going to win a major this year or he's going to win the AT&T or he's going to win Memorial. I like him at Memorial also. Little difficult golf course. So, Willie Z, he's going to win soon. Xander, Decky, I have no interest in either of them at all. I think Decky, I liked playing difficult conditions. Xander, I prefer him at the PGA, like at 22-1. Zalatoris is going to win. I just can't really get there with those two.
Yeah, I think I honestly think Hideki's got the best number on the board at 35. I think that's a little ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I bought up for JT, so I'm skipping all the good numbers in the middle. But I love Hideki, and I kind of like him. If he shows anything, I might be betting him next week. Yeah,
no, he's a bent guy. He's got Andy was talking about how he's got a keen eye on Decky this week because I think he might be a good fit next week. And he was injured for a little bit, but he played well at the Masters. So I think it could be time for Decky to get a second major. Roland Brooks, I'm not even going to talk about it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's so beaten to the death. Like,
auto bet, man.
I'm just done. It's like a joke. Like, I want to stop talking about waste management. I don't care. Like, he's going to miss the cut this week. Like, next week, maybe, but no, absolutely not. Next guy, I bet, this was kind of just a bet the number play. It was boosted on Bet365. Again, a book that I don't have access to, but I have some friends. Taylor Gooch, 75-1. Sure. Like, I'm down. Like, I'll bet him at 75-1. Like, he's not someone I was targeting at the beginning of the week, but, kind of a guy from this area, played well at the Masters. Talented golfer, obviously can win, won at the RSM earlier in the year. Like, I'll take a stab on him at that number. And I think he might be a good fit. RSM, that was pretty low scoring. So, why not Taylor Gooch? He had a second one go.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I actually have a future on him for next week, which is like, do I really think Taylor Gooch is going to win the PGA Championship? Of course not. Like, he's not going to win the PGA Championship. But, dude, I have a sick 210-1 ticket on him that I can flash around for a couple days. And then once he shoots 4 over in the first round, I'll crumple it up and throw it in the trash.
He's a win guy, dude. Gooch, confirmed win guy. And it's going to be windy next week.
I don't know if he is enough of a win guy to win the PGA Championship.
Okay. Well, I mean, the PGA, like, other than Brooks, it's kind of random winners. Like, do you think we get a random winner next week? Like, the PGA historically kind of has a lot of breakout guys getting their first major. Brooks went back to back, but Phil, I mean, whatever, like, fine. Colin, first major at the PGA. JT, first major at the PGA. Keegan Bradley, Jason Duffner, fucking Jimmy Walker. These are randos, straight randos at the PGA. I'm a little concerned last week it might be a rando.
Nah, I think, I mean, once they moved it up in the calendar, the conditions have kind of become tougher, and it'll be someone under 50 to 1, I bet. It's not going to be.
Is that a CBS
Jason
Sports
Duffner
guarantee?
Yeah, stamp it. I'm talking to Nance and Faudo tomorrow. I'm
literally
gonna
the boys.
I'm gonna run it past them. Try to give them some nuggets for next weekend, and yeah, I think that'll be one of them. You might hear it on the broadcast.
I love it. I cannot wait. A guy I'm not betting outright, but I like a top 20 on. I like Aaron Wise for a top 20. I do not think he can win. I absolutely do not think Aaron Wise can win, but he's been percolating. He's won this event. Granted, it was a different course, but he's playing well. Played well in Mexico. Good with his long irons. Can make a bunch of birdies. Great ball striker just in general. Maybe he can catch a hot putter. I think he could finish T12. So a top 20 on him, a plus 200. I like that play. I will be betting it. So that's something I'm looking at. The next guy, I bet that, I don't really think he will win, but I got an 80 to 1 on him. Davis Riley, again, Valspar comp. It's a Valspar comp week. Like, everyone knows it. It's a Valspar comp week. Davis Riley lost in a playoff to Sam Burns. They're like, okay. And I think sometimes people underrate, like, he was like really close to like actually winning a PGA Tour event. Like, he was more in a position to win a golf tournament than JT has been, than a lot of guys have been recently. I just said JT. I'm not because you
that tournament. Do you remember that tournament at all? Like,
what?
Yeah, JT easily.
He lost in a playoff though. JT was in a position to win it, but like he didn't make it to the playoff. Like, you can't get closer to winning a golf tournament than losing in a playoff.
All right, that's fair. But I mean, I think JT probably should have won that tournament.
Yeah, but he didn't even make the playoff.
Playoffs?
We're talking play. I'm supposed to be a franchise player, and we're talking about playoffs. No, JT was a bad example. Not really, though. But I think if you lose in a playoff, you can't get close to winning a golf tournament.
That is factually true. But JT was right there. But I mean, you just beat me down with cold, hard facts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, it's just kind of a vibe around here. But yeah, Davis Riley, I don't think he'll win. 80 to 1, good number. Like, I'll take that. Leishman's getting some love. Not for me. So Keith Mitchell, 80 to 1, missed cut last week, kind of popular. You're going right back. What is your case for Keith Mitchell this week, and why do you think he can win this golf tournament?
I mean, I've lost enough money on him already this year. I mean, what's a few more bucks? But I think I got a 100 on Monday, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'll get behind that on Bet Rivers. And look, good driver, good long iron player, can get hot with the putter. God, I mean, that's just horrible analysis looking back at it, but really good driver, like I said. And I like that he missed the cut. The numbers weren't really too bad, so maybe that's throwing a few people off. But he was good, and he's been good in Texas. If you want to go down that route as well, but it's really just a number play on me.
Yep.
And I mean, this is a guy who I think should be closer to 60 to 1, and I got him at 100. So yeah, I'll easily bet Keith Mitchell.
That's a play for you. So was your third? I'm a horrible guy. I'm a horrible host. Was your third guy? Was it Munoz?
Oh no! I mean, it's a worse bet than Munoz. I'm on Matt Wolff at 130.
Matt Wolff at 130,
and
this is just going out and having some fun.
This is a guy who probably should be like 530. to 1.
Yes.
I mean, he's not good at golf at the moment. And, am I victim of the moment? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Gained a few strokes tee to green. But look, if you look around kind of the guys at 130 to 1, are any of these guys going to win? Probably not. But could you see Matthew Wolff kind of parlaying last week into a good week in a birdie fest where, you could see some similarities to maybe a TPC Summerlin where he's probably should have won a couple times? Yeah, I could. There's definitely a lot of mental gymnastics that get involved, but I could. And so, yeah, I clicked the 130.
130 to 1, it is kind of a crazy number. Granted, if he didn't play well last week, like what would his number be? Like
200?
No, it would. I don't think it would. Like, I don't think his odds moved that much based on his performance last week. And for him to do it on a tight golf course with penal rough, like, I mean, I feel like impressive. And that's not where people would normally want to play Wolff. But then you get him a place where wide open fairways, non-penal rough. Like, I think it's a way better course fit kind of this week. So I'm fine with Wolff. I think it's
you jumping on board?
I kind of feel good. Like, I think it's just kind of a play where I just like, all right, like Matt Wolff. I probably won't bet him to win, but famous last words. But top 20 DraftKings play. Chris likes him plus 500 for a top 20. I'll vibe with that. Like, yeah. I can get down with a top 20 on Matty Wolff.
I mean, it'll be 20 over or, 20 under.
Yeah.
There's probably not going to be a lot of in between.
Sometimes you just got to kind of bet that you got to see the upside. And, you got to, what I was saying, like, I was shitting on people for betting Brooks. It's like, I literally bet losers every single week. Like, if you want to bet Brooks, like, go bet him. Like, I'm like, everyone on my card is not going to win this week. Like, it doesn't, like, there's nothing wrong with that. So another guy I like top 20, maybe DraftKings play, not outright, but KH Lee, like 100 to 1, you could probably get like a plus 300 top 20 on him. He won the event last year. Like, okay, like not a bold take. Like, I think he'll play well this week, but he showed some life last week at Wells Fargo. He had a really great Saturday round. And then he kind of just didn't play great on Sunday, but he gained 2.2 on approach, putted well, and he's TPC Lee. And last week was a TPC course, and no one gave him a chance. And he pulled up, and he put, his reputation on the line. And he pulled up at TPC Potomac, and he played well. So, got to make the cut. Got to fill out your DraftKings lineup. KH Lee, I think it's a vibey play that I think I'll have some exposure to DraftKings.
Yeah, I like that one. I can get behind KH.
That's just an easy play for me. So next guy, again, I don't think he'll win. This is me officially tailing Luke Sweated Out. So Luke Sweated Out bet KH Lee at this event last year at like 125 to 1, and like that has always just stuck out as like a very vivid, like, what a call, like, just what a bet, like last year to bet KH Lee out right here. I think he was in horrible form. He wasn't TPC Lee yet. So for him to bet that last year, I was just very impressed with it. So I said, whoever is your long shot this week, I'm officially tailing. I know some other people are on it. And Sahith Tigala is 150 to 1 on DraftKings. Yeah, that's worth $20. Like, you got me there. Like, I'll bet Sahith at 150 to 1. Like, that's an easy play for me. And, TPC, not the stadium course, whatever. Waste management. He was good there. He's good with his long irons. He's been playing decent. 150 to 1. He's due for a win. He's got to get something soon, or people are really going to start doubting him. I think he's like a JT. Like, people are waiting for the win from Sahith. It's like Willie Z, JT, Sahith. Just me. I mean, that's who we're exposed to. We're with guys who need to win that. your boss is going to ask you soon, and he's going to be like, you need to write an article on just questioning Sahith and why he hasn't won yet. Am I wrong?
No, and I'd like to kind of add another player to that mix. What about, Colin Morikawa, right? He hasn't won in a while. So
he's kind of due. I kind of like him next week, though.
Yeah, I kind of do too. So, I mean, JT, Colin, Sahith. I mean, it's like the Three Stooges right there. So.
Like, legitimately, like, the boys, they're doing it soon. And if not, there's going to be some serious questions. So, next guy, no, this is a joke, but next guy, did you know that Justin Leonard is in the field this week?
No, is that your next guy?
Like, Justin Leonard might be a sneaky play. Like, I don't know. I just at 10,000 to win, $100 to win $100,000. Like
10,000 to 1, you have to always bet.
Like, I mean, that's just kind of like, I don't know. No, it's obviously a joke. But how is he in the field? Major winner, players winner, Ryder Cup legend.
Hero. Yep.
I mean, you're getting a guy at 10,000 to 1. I mean, it's worth a couple bucks.
You go back the last 50,000 rounds on the PGA Tour. He's top 5 in approach.
Yeah. I mean, he's got it going. But another guy I actually want to talk about, and I think he's good for DraftKings. I think he's good for a top 40. Is going to be Wesley Bryan. He Monday qualified into this event at 8 under. He's been playing well, made some cuts, made the cut in Mexico. He played well for a second last week. Everyone knows him from YouTube. I love his videos. He's great, so it's kind of just like a hard play. But he's Monday qualified in. He's hot. He needs a win. He needs to get back on tour. So I like him. I'm down to bet that. So just to recap our cards a little bit: Willie Z, Burns, $100 on each. Top 20 on them are mortgage plays. I guarantee Willie Z and Sam Burns will finish in the top 20. Gooch, all the other guys I bet, I would bet a top 20 on. I'm just not going to do that this week. I'm limiting my exposure a little bit. But yeah, absolute mortgage plays. I'm going on a golf trip this weekend.
Ooh, where are you going?
I'm going to Hilton Head.
Nice.
Hitting Hilton Head. So, like, whatever the round cost, all on Burns and Zal. Top 20, I'm playing 2 rounds. So that will cover those. But, yeah, those are my mortgage locks this week. And who's your 3-stack card this week? You got a big guy up top and a couple bombs.
Yeah, my Stallions. JT at 15, Killer Keith at 100, and the Whimpering Wolf at 130.
Yeah, I mean, there's a winner there. Like, someone we named is gonna win this week. But yeah, I'm going on a golf trip. I'm leaving tomorrow. It's been a very hectic week for me. Like, just coming back from the trip, being swamped at my real job. I know I don't just bet on golf all day. Like, surprise, surprise, I have a real job. Swamped at work, and I'm trying to get everything out by tomorrow when I'm leaving. And PGA, it just, I'm tightly squeezed right now. It's been a pretty hectic day. I got to pack, got to do laundry, got to do a million things, got to, get my swing right. So it's been a hectic day, but we're always make time for TIB. So do you have any advice for golf trips? Because obviously you want to play well, but some things get in the way, I guess.
It's tough. When you first get there, the first inclination is just to absolutely pound beers with the boys. Yeah. And I've learned through my first 2, you might kind of want to hold off on that a little bit. Definitely still pound a respectable amount, but not to the point where you're barely making the tee time the next day. Because I've lost a ton of money on those Friday morning rounds, like way too much. That's kind of one thing, is take it slow and then go from there.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. So we're flying in tomorrow night, and then the only 2 time we can get is at 7:22 on Thursday. But like we're flying in that night. So it's not like, we're gonna be out. So I'll have a couple Modelo's, liquid IV, like be ready to go. And like we've gone on this trip a few times, and like I'm obviously a way better golfer now, but like I've just never like played super well. So like I'm playing the best golf of my life. Like I'm in form, like gaining all across the board. Like I just need to fucking play well this week. But if you go into a round like I need to play well, you just won't. So I'm trying to just like kind of like weigh expectations, just go out and have fun,
You straight up sound like Justin Thomas right now.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to, put a burden on myself. Like I'm just trying to go out and like make a bunch of bogeys, like just keep it real chill all around. So asking you this. So four guys we're going. We have like teams, like me and my partner, we're like exactly the same. We're like both like shoot in like the like mid to low 90s, maybe break 90 once in a while, like if we're lucky. And then we have our guy Petey, who's like he's the stud, he's very good, consistently shoots in the 90s. And then we have our friend official wild card. He can be as good as us, but like he doesn't play a lot because like he's a cop, he's really busy. But like if he gets a few holes in him, like he could be as good as us. So we're playing combined score, me and him, me and the guy who's similar versus the good guy and the guy that doesn't play that much. And they're giving us 5 strokes. Do you think that's valid? And do you have any other games where we could play where everyone's hitting their own ball?
So you got the cop is the wild card.
Cop, correct? Wild card. He's playing with the good guy who shoots in the 80s consistently.
And you guys are only getting 5, and you guys are like 90 on a good day. Like if you both play well, you both shoot around 90.
Exactly.
Okay. I think you guys should get a few more strokes.
We should get a few more pops.
Yeah.
5 is too. Yeah, because that's the thing. I'm like, if like
5's one hole.
What?
Like if you 5's kind of just like one blow up hole.
No, like on the 5 hardest holes, like we get a stroke.
Oh, I thought you were talking combined score. You guys are just playing 18 and then you get 5 at the end.
No.
Okay.
Like match play, 5 hardest holes, we get a stroke. Like I think we could get more. Like I don't care. It's not like we're betting big money. It's not about like who wins. I just want it to be competitive because like it's kind of up in the air. Like if Buckley plays okay, then like we're not going to win. Like if he plays a little bit worse than us, like we're just not going to win with the combined score. And we can't just play best score because then we'll just be playing against the good guy.
Yeah, I think you got to get the good guy drunk the first night and kind of see how it goes from there. And then it's not just one round you guys are playing, right?
Yeah, we're going to adjust. And however many we lose by, we'll just get that many more strokes.
Yeah. So maybe throw the first one and then like triple down on the second one.
Dude.
And just make a boatload of money.
Yeah, no, could be a move. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And I have a horrible swing. So like I'm super shallow. Like I don't bring the club up. Like I bring the club. Like I have a horrible swing. I know this. And my friend Keith Stewart, he's great. Go check him out. He's a PGA Tour pro. And we linked up at Wells Fargo. And he gave me like a little lesson. It wasn't like a real lesson, but he like was telling me actually how to swing a club. So best advice is to just do that on the first tee, right? There's no better time for a swing change than on the first tee of a golf trip, right? Like I just completely changed my swing for this trip.
That's been my experience in the game of golf. Typically, they're like pretty instantaneous, the results. So, I mean, thank God you got that lesson last weekend because it sounds like you're just going to run train this up.
Like I was doing it and I was like, this feels so unnatural to me. Therefore, I'm getting to the range at 6:30 and like I'm immediately like, okay, like club outside and then bring it up, like literally up. And then it was so weird keeping my right arm straight out. So I'm so used to being like this, but I need to be like this. And then just move the left knee.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's like, just fucking fire your left knee. And I was like, that kind of felt natural. So we're gonna actually do the swing change after this trip, and I'm gonna look like JT because I kind of look like HV3 at the moment, but I want the club like here, and it's never there. It just does not get to that point.
It sounds like a pretty simple change though, which is good. You know, you just have to change your backswing, your follow through, and your finish. Rotation. Maybe the grip as well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even interlock. And I'm also never interlocking. I'm just at a point I just can't do it.
Are you baseball gripping it?
Yeah, I mean I just don't interlock. I just have who's the PGA Tour player that he doesn't interlock? God damn it. Do you know?
I do not.
It's somebody, and there's someone on the PGA Tour that doesn't interlock. Therefore, I can consistently.
Oh, it's Scott Piercy.
Yeah, I think Scott Piercy. I thought it was someone else, but it could be. I'm not sure, honestly. So PGA next week, initial leans. Do you know anything about the course? Are you going? What's your vibe for next week at the PGA?
Vibes are good. Vibes are very good. Do I know anything about the course? A little bit.
Okay.
I've done some research in my day, but my card's pretty much filled. I don't really have much to do, except adding probably one big boy at the top.
Okay, so who's your card right now? You got some futures rocking?
I'm on Yako at 50. Okay. I bet him for every major. I think he's so fucking good.
Okay.
I got Lowry during the Masters at 60-1.
Yep, he's winning. I'm down. Lowry's on the card.
Kokrak shit bet at 100.
I bet that too. Yeah. After he won Houston, I was like, difficult golf course, bent grass greens in the South, bet Kokrak.
Oh, the thought process was sound.
Yeah.
Taylor Gooch 210. And then after this week, I'll have JT at about 240-1. So I'm looking forward to that one.
No, it's 240-1
to go back to back. Yeah, something like that.
Wow. I love it.
Do you have more faith in Taylor Gooch, who, I mean, he's not even 210-1 at this point. He's like 80-1, which is
no. Insane. I'm placing that bet right now. Not even kidding, because
you might want to do it on Willie Z. You know, that payout's
what about
much larger.
What about we cross it 4 ways? So we go a Willie Z, AT&T, JT, PGA, and do it every single way.
Just round robin it type of deal.
Round robin kind of deal. Because one of them is gonna win either this week or next week.
Yeah.
TIB guarantee. Will Zalatoris or JT will win either the AT&T Byron Nelson or the PGA. You heard it here first.
And /or. Yeah.
Yes.
That's our collab play of the week. Not a mortgage play, but to pay for a mortgage.
Yeah, just a nice collab play between us. Parlay Willie Z and JT every single way for this week and next week. But I will be telling you on the JT to win this week and to win the PGA, because I hate betting him at sub 20, but I'll take him at 200-1. You know, I can take that. So I'm down to tell you.
I think that'll do.
I think that there's good value there. I could see it happening. I just got to see what book I have some money on. But yeah, I'm in on that parlay. And after JT wins this week, we'll have some nice tickets to flash, and everyone will be like, "Oh, Brian and Pat, they got this crazy parlay," and we'll be like, "Yeah, we're the man."
Not a big deal. Smartest guys in golf.
Yeah, I'm excited. So it was a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad we could to chat about Byron. And we could, talk some other things. So next time I'm in DC at Flash, we'll have to link up and have some Modelos.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped out of Buddy's wedding this weekend. Night out at Flash with the boys sounds like quite the time.
Legit movie, straight up, the whole time. So everyone check out Pat on CBS Sports, doing big things. He's Best Boys with Kyle Porter I hope Kyle doesn't listen to this. I don't think he will. But it was a pleasure to have you on. I'm excited for the content you are putting out soon.
Appreciate it, man. And Kyle, if you are watching it, we're not best boys yet, but maybe soon.
Yeah, I'm lying. All right, everyone, have a great night. See you next week for the PGA Sunday night preview show, and then I'm having Mayo on for regular TIB this week. So looking forward to next week, and I'm looking forward to the golf this weekend. So everyone have a great night, and appreciate you all.